Hello guys and welcome back to Original History. Today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. I'm going to be playing Napoleon Total War Darthmod. Now, though I am going to be playing this and it's going to be another video on my channel, this will not interrupt our World War I series, and I will try and not spoil anything that's going to happen while I play today. I'm going to be playing as Ottoman Empire. First I'm going to discuss some stuff about the game, explain how it works, and then I'm going to play through the first few turns up until about when the war starts, and then I'll close it down, and if it gets a lot of likes and support, then I'll make another video like it. So right now you can't see my screen, so I'll show you my screen in just a second when the game starts, so I'll see you then. Okay, so I'm back, and let's just see what happens. So here we go, and in a couple seconds now. Yes, okay. So now you can see the my screen, and this is Darthmod Napoleon. So I'm gonna press single player, I'm gonna press Darthmod campaign, and we are going to begin. So let's see, what are our options? We have the ultimate Mecklenburg, we have the British, the Germans, aka Prussia. I talked about that in one of my World War I videos, that the Germans were called Prussia. Then we have the old-fashioned Russia, but then we have some other nations. We have the Ottoman Empire, which will come later in our World War I series. It actually survives until then. And then we have the Austrian Empire, also called Austria-Hungary, also a country that we got to see in our World War I series, the French Empire, and I already mentioned the British, so those are the major countries, and yeah, there's also the Spanish, but they're not that big by then. I feel like that person looks more Spanish, you know? Okay, this is Ottoman, maybe even that. Okay, all the major countries have people, as you can see, and all the minor countries have no people, and it's just... Ooh, Papal States also has people for some reason. Oh, so this person is popular. But, yeah, so most countries don't have people. I don't really know how this people thing works, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, we have to conquer 20 regions. Campaign difficulty normal, battle difficulty hard, I think will work. Might have to set it to easier later. Enable drop-in battles and start game. So now we just get to watch and begin. I know it's probably very laggy for you, I think, maybe? I don't know. For me it's not that laggy, but I remember test recording this and it was very laggy for the viewers, I think. I don't know. It was very laggy for you, sorry. I set it to MP default, so it's more, less laggy, but I don't know. So here we go. Where to start? I know you're hearing her speak, I think, very loudly. I can't hear her, but I'm pretty sure you guys can. And yep. So here's how the game works. Quite simply, there are cities and towns and things like that you have to use to help yourself train an army. So here's a giant city, which is my capital city, and I can use it. I can build a barracks here, an arsenal, a theater, or a fort in this area. Over here, I can build a barracks, and right here, I have options. I can either build a cannon foundry, a tax office, or a theater in that area, and here I have to build a fort. And then in this area, I would have to build a fort, and I have a barracks, and yeah, so then here it's the same story, barracks and fort, and then in these smaller areas I can either pick between a supply depot and a market, etc, etc. So that's basically how the game works. And there's different parts, which are these things on the side here. So yeah, it's turn-based. So you do your turn here, then you press end turn, and then it quickly cycles through all the AI's turns, and I'll show you how that looks like. And then there's your government, where you can look at your policies. This is the happiness of the people, and it's shown here because this is where you change your taxes. So I can set nobility to having high taxes, which doesn't seem to affect anything, so I'm going to leave it like that. But if I put lower class to high taxes as well, that creates some problems. Okay. And then, let's see, trade, these are very expensive stuff, but ivory is the best, spices are the second best, and currently I'm trading in furs and cocoa. I think I can get some spices somewhere. Somewhere down here there are spices. Let's see. This is coffee. Where are the spices? Here, I don't really know. But that is basically how the game works. And, sorry, a couple more things. It's your objectives, and this is telling you what to do to win. So you have to control a total of 20 provinces, and among those 20 provinces, you have to control Istanbul, also called Rumelia, Greece, Balkans, Croatia, Austria, Hungary, Sicily, Naples, and Transylvania. And, you don't really have to invade Russia that much, but Russia will declare war on you if you declare war on the Austrians, so that's kind of a minor issue. And really, for the most part, that's kind of where the game is at, and there's a couple other things. There's diplomacy, and we're going to get onto that next because there's a lot of trade we have to do in diplomacy. This on the here says that you can trade, so the ship means you can trade by sea, that thing means you can trade by road, and then this stuff all means you can't trade because either your ports are full or you've blockaded them. There's blah, 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 all these things I can do. I'm gonna try and be mean to France this time because you can basically slot them into the one side. Well, one of the reasons why I'm playing as them is because you can really pick. You can pick. So in this game, there's two real sides. There's the French and the British side, and you can just pick a side. So for most of these Russians, they have to go on the British side. If they try and switch to the French side, the French will always hate them because of historical grievances, which is one of the reasons why hate is like this, how the relationship between countries work because of historical grievances. Russia will never be able to truly be friends with France, and Austria will then be mad at Russia for allying with France, and then everybody will hate Russia, and Russia will be sad, so they have to ally with England, and if they ally with England, they'll also be allying with everyone else. So yeah, I really hope I've pressed record because this is be very embarrassing if for the second time I forgot to press record. Hopefully, now, because I said that, now I kind of wish I didn't press record. But I should check, but I'm not gonna. Don't know why. Anyway, so let's just look at some troops we have to train. So let's go to training. I want some more artillery here, and I want these pretty good auxiliaries, get a couple of them in there. We're going to want a nice barracks to be trained here, and on the other side, we're going to want another barracks, and barracks, and I want one Palestinian auxiliary. And we're going to hopefully get a battle into today's game. In the spy, I'm going to send him up to the north. And I'm going to send who up? Okay, and then sometimes we even get a second scholar. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about technology. This is the technology tree, and you can either go down the civil, industrial, etc., tree. I'm going to put you, Sophia, down in the civil tree, and I'm going to put you down in the industrial tree. We'll worry about military in just a bit. Okay. So turns, when you press end turn, so right now you have 2 weeks, kind of, and when you press end turn, then it passes through the 2 weeks for everybody else, and then you start again 2 weeks later. So let me give you an example. Right now it's early July 1805. Right? And now, because I don't think I have much left to do on, then I press end turn, and now it's going to show French. The French are doing their turn, and I can't see anything of their turn. If I can see something of their turn, then it will move my map for me and show me their turn. So I can't see anything of anyone's turn right now, so I can't show you. And their turns happen rapidly because the AI is doing the turn. Okay, this is telling me that I have some underdeveloped land, which I do right here. And it's telling me that I successfully recruited these soldiers from this area. So I can send these newly recruited soldiers, I'm going to send them up to here. And when I send them out, they come out in this form of a bigger person than just these agent people who come out in the form of a smaller person, okay? Okay, I think that is everything, so now I'm going to pause the recording and start up again when the time comes to start up again. So here we go.